Everyone's talking about paid ads and cold outreach, but here's the truth most gurus do not tell you. Your favorite guru is mainly focusing on one thing. They focus on posting YouTube videos to attract organic traffic to their business. So in this video, I'm going to break down why it works and why most people fail and how to use it correctly to attract high quality leads to your business. So why does YouTube work? Well, because it mainly focuses on long form content. And the thing about long form content is you cannot get away with shallow long form content all the time. You need to post something valuable that stands out. Yeah, it is shallow, but it's much easier to post valuable long form content than it is to do short form content. And it works in parallel with this, which is the fact that it takes 2 to 10 hours to convert cold traffic to someone that wants to buy your product. So if you make a full free course video that's around 3 hours long and cold traffic watches that, it only took one video to convert a cold audience. While if you were to do short form content, you would have to make around hundreds of shorts just to do the same thing. So YouTube already got leverage on that because you could just post one small thing. No, not small. You could post one thing and it'll do majority of the work to convert an audience. And not just that, there's another big thing that helps YouTube a lot, and it's the fact that it has the second biggest search engine in the world. The only other search engine bigger than YouTube is Google itself. You could literally search any video you want in the world on YouTube. It's even better Google at times because it gives you an actual video on how to solve that problem. So if there's any business bottleneck or some problem that you have, you could easily go on Google. No, my bad. You could go on YouTube and you could search up how to fix this. You will find videos on this. So if you just SEO optimize your videos to rank and you post valuable content, you could capture all of those people that search that term, which makes the content evergreen. Like I said over here, if you SEO optimize the video well, you would leverage the evergreen part of YouTube the best because you would have people just always come in to the video to watch it. The only way you could do that other than YouTube is paid ads, where you have to constantly pay just to get traffic. Over here, you're doing it for free. And all it takes is one good video to do well for these two things to work. Now that we talked about all the benefits of YouTube, why do most fail at it? Well, there are a lot of variables to it. And the first one is they put in a lot of effort to realize it was for nothing. So making YouTube videos are hard. You have to get good at the thumbnail, the editing, the idea that does well on YouTube, titles, how to SEO optimize the video. It's not the same compared to something like Instagram where you could just post a short or a carousel post and call it a day and pray it goes viral. Here you have to do a lot of things. It takes approximately around 20 hours to make a YouTube video. And if you don't nail the things that I just discussed earlier, there's no guarantee it will do well. And then another main variable that is also common with entrepreneurs is they outsource everything cheaply. You think you could just get cheap freelancers to handle everything for you and you think, oh, I'll do well. No, that's not how it works. You need to find freelancers that's actually specialized in YouTube. You can't randomly go to Fiverr and ask for a $5 thumbnail designer and a $10 editor. They won't produce good work. And on YouTube, to do well, you need to post good quality content. And if anything, those freelancers might even ruin your video. So these are the two main variables most people fail. One is mostly because they put a lot of time and they realize it's harder than they think, or they outsource everything cheaply to the point that they think, why bother? And then they give up. So then, how can you turn YouTube into a lead generating machine that you see all your favorite gurus do? Well, there are two main ways. One is more complicated than the other, but it really depends who you target. So for B2B, your content cannot have any fluff whatsoever. You just have to go straight to the point. Business people are very wary of how they spend their time. So you need to get straight to the point as fast as you can. And the editing has to either be super simple or have no editing at all, which is a good thing because that means you get to spend less time on the video. And if your video is going to have no editing, the videos should either be a presentation that looks like this, where you just post valuable information in a presentation style and then you go through it, or a whiteboard, or anything that allows you to visualize something when you explain. And the next is B2C. So the only problem about B2C is you need to really try your best to shoot high quality YouTube optimized content, because business to consumers aren't really the most emotionally intelligent and will get attached to flashy things. So that means editing is close to mandatory. Yes, you could get away at times with posting these type of videos, depending on your age group that you are targeting, but editing needs to have retention editing techniques. So whether it be sound design, fancy B-roll, motion graphics, to keep the viewer's attention. And like I said, that you need to be careful where you film. For example, I'm filming in my bedroom. If you have a business to consumer audience, they might think twice about where you film. They think, "Oh, why is this guy in a bedroom?" You need to make sure the background is clear and looks nice. No big bed, no random things around. Something where they could easily focus on you instead of the other things around you. Now, the content that you make needs to be videos that are both actionable and educational at the same time. So how-to videos are incredibly common in this space, and it's the type of content you should focus on making. Or why content too. Why you should do this and how to do it. And also, you need to make some videos that show off your lifestyle. So if you have a flashy lifestyle, Lambos, nice apartment, etc., you need to show that off. However, I do suggest you do that on a different channel so that you could separate educational content to lifestyle content. Because for lifestyle content, people will just view you for the lifestyle and for fun, but they will completely ignore your educational content because it's quote unquote boring. And every video that you make needs to have an open loop and continuous curiosity so that the audience can finish the video. So what I mean by open loop is the audience always must be intrigued and curious of everything you say. So when you mention one step, you have to hype up the second step, and then you hype up the third step, and then you hype up the fourth step, so that they're more likely to stay. And that's one of the main retention hacks that most YouTubers use. It's why most of the YouTube content you see is divided into steps, because it will be easy and it will always create curiosity in between the steps. Now for the thumbnails, at the end of the day, thumbnails need to drive curiosity to make the viewers click. So whether it's something that's insane and nice with a high price, for example, $108 million, and then you see a big house, you would think that's an expensive house that you don't see often. And then it pairs well with the title saying touring the most expensive house for sale in San Diego. It's important that the title and the thumbnail pair well together. You can't have a thumbnail that has nothing to do with the title. And then here are a popular thumbnail style. Well, this one is more Twitter focused, as Alex Hormozi invented this. You have their face at the side, and then a controversial thought that drives curiosity on the other side. You don't need to have the Twitter thing attached to it. These two are enough already. They pair well together because he's giving a snippet of the video, part of the title. So it makes you curious, and then you want to know, what else does this guy have other than sell to the rich? Because that's a good idea on what to do in the future. So yeah, something obnoxiously interesting with a controversial or insane text or number, and a controversial text with the face included. But in business, you focus mainly on these type of thumbnails because it gets to the point. Now, this is just the surface level details on how to properly do YouTube. Now, if you can't do all this, well, you could book a call with me using the link in the description, where we will handle this whole process done for you if you have no time. Now, that's the video. Hope you got some value. Take care.